And go ahead and come into an easy seat to begin. I'm going to sit cross-legged on my pillow. You can sit however you are most comfortable. And just take a moment to establish your seat so you can kind of shift around side to side and forward and back to create more of a connection to your sitting bones. Rest your hands on your thighs or in your lap, however you are comfortable. You can close down your eyes or just have a soft gaze if you prefer that. And just immediately as you shift into your practice, begin to deepen your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let out a sigh. And just continue like that. Inhale through your nose, fill your lungs, let your belly expand. And exhale out through your mouth. Do that once more, but this time slow down your exhale. And now continue to breathe, but now in and out through your nose. And if you'd like, you can take the ocean sounding breath, gently constricting the base of your throat so that you can hear your breath, feel your breath. It might be helpful sometimes. This is known as, like when I'm working with kids, like a Darth Vader breath, right? So if that kind of gives you more of a hint as to what we're going for, Darth Vader breath. With each exhale, let your shoulders fall away from your ears and your hips get heavy. This will be another practice today with the focus on grounding and connecting to the earth element within our bodies and outside of ourselves, cultivating stability, rootedness, some strength, nourishment. As you sit here, picture yourself steady like a mountain with a wide base of support. On the top of your head is the peak. And shift your attention back to your breath and notice the slow, steady rhythm of inhale and exhale. And if your eyes are closed, please blink them open. And we will start by just moving with our arms, syncing with the breath. So as you inhale, stretch your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, turn your palms to face down, lower your hands down in front of you. Just grounding into your hips. Just continue like that. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Lengthening your spine. And exhale, palms lower down as you drop your weight into your hips. Once more on your own, follow your breath. Lengthening as your arms lift and exhale to lower. This time, release your hands to your thighs or your knees, and we'll take a seated cat's breath. Begin by dropping your chin to your chest and stretching your tailbone forward. And exhale. Inhale, reverse. Reach your tailbone back, roll your shoulders back. And continue on your own. Exhale to round and stretch. Inhale, opening up through the front of your body. And continue just like that, once or twice more. Again, just shifting into this slow, steady rhythm of breath and movement. And then come back into a neutral spine. And we'll transition to hands and knees. So if you're sitting on something, slide it out of the way. And come into a child's pose with your big toes touching, your knees wide. Rest your hips to your heels and your forehead down. Spread your fingers wide. Plug into each fingertip. And now lift your forehead up, round your back a little. Take an inhale. As you exhale, melt back down. Hips are heavy, forehead can rest. And complete your exhale. Know that you can come back to this pose at any point in the practice that you need to rest and rejuvenate. And on your next inhale, we'll transition to hands and knees. Come into tabletop. Have your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Spread your fingers wide. Moving into cat spread. Lift your tailbone, lift your gaze as you inhale. And exhale, drop your tailbone, drop your head, round your back. And continue like that. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, round and stretch. Once more. Good, and then come into a neutral spine. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And pedal out through your feet, bending one knee and then the other. Look at your hands, see that they're still shoulder distance apart. Fingers spread. And then slow your movement down. Remember, you can have your knees nice and bent in downward dog if that's better for your wrists or your hamstrings. And complete your exhale. And on your next inhale, lift your heels and start to round forward into plank pose. You might have to walk your hands forward a little bit so that your shoulders are right over your wrists. And then lower your knees down so you're in a half plank. Inhale, press the mat away. And as you exhale, lower slowly and one plane, half chaturanga or half push-up pose, all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes. Pick up your right leg, stretch your toes back, lengthen, and then set your foot back down. And now do that on the left. Stretch back, lower your foot. Press into the tops of your feet so much that your knees lift, and now lift your chest, lift your hands, hug your elbows in, low cobra. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your hands, and now inhale, lift up, high cobra. Elbows stay bent, glide your shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, press back, active child's pose, hips to heels. And then through hands and knees and into downward facing dog. Good. From downward dog, take an inhale, lift your right leg. If you'd like, bend your knee, open your hip. Good, and now lift your left heel high, straighten your right leg, stretch through your toes, inhale. And exhale, pull, knee to nose, look forward, step forward, lunge. Set your back knee down. Inhale, look forward, glide your shoulders back, let your hips drop. And as you exhale, straighten your front leg a little or a lot, half splits. And now flowing with your breath, inhale, bend your knee, look forward. And exhale as your hips slide back. Once more on your own. So this next time you bend your front knee, tuck back toes, lift back knee, step back into plank. And either knees down or straight legs, lower chaturanga on an exhale. Inhale into cobra, toes on top, find your back bend. Exhale, lower, tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Complete your exhale. Wait for your inhale to lift your left leg, bend your knee, open your hip, press evenly through your hands. And now lift your right heel, straighten your left leg, stretch through your toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, look forward, step forward, lunge. Set your back knee down. Look forward, glide your shoulders back as you let your hips drop, and inhale. Exhale, straighten your front leg a little or a lot, half splits. With your breath, inhale, bend your knee. And exhale to glide back. Good, once more. Move to the pace of your breath. You don't have to be exactly in sync with me. Next time you bend your left knee, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, step back, plank pose, inhale. Shift forward slightly, exhale, slow, lower. Inhale, either cobra with your elbows bent, or next stage, upward dog, where you straighten your elbows and lift your hips, stretching back through all 10 toes. And you can either lower your knees to press back or roll over your toes, one or two at the same time, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Look to the top of your mat, bend your knees, and walk your feet forward to come into a forward fold. So remember, you can have knees bent here or hands up on your legs if that's easier. Wherever you are, let your head drop. And now lift halfway. So slide your hands up your legs, look forward. Take an inhale. And exhale, fold. Twice more with your breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Last cycle. It's the inhale that lifts you, the exhale that takes you into the deeper fold. And now micro bend your knees, or generously bend them. And inhale, lift all the way up to standing. Stretch your arms high. Reach up through your fingertips and exhale, lower your palms down in front of you, grounding into your feet. And come into mountain pose. Turn your hands to face forward. And actually bring your hands to your hips for a little more stability. Shift your weight forward and back. Each time you shift back, lift and spread your toes. So you can plant a little more firmly into your feet. And then settle into what feels like the middle. Take an inhale, lift your arms. As you exhale, fold forward. Lead with your sternum, hinge at your hips. You can soften your knees, drop your head. Inhale, lift halfway. Either step to plank or jump back to chaturanga push-up pose. Lower as you breathe out. And then inhale to your back bend, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. On your next inhale, lift your right leg. Option to bend your knee and open your hip. As you inhale, lift your left heel, straighten your right leg if it's not, and exhale, look forward, step forward. Remember, bump your foot forward if you need to. This time, keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, look forward as you reach through your back heel. And as you exhale, straighten your front leg a little or a lot, pyramid pose. And now flowing with your breath, inhale, bend your knee. And exhale as your hips slide back. Once more like that. Okay, this next time you bend your knee, step back, plank pose, inhale. Exhale, slow lower. Maybe hover in your push-up and then inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the other side, inhale, lift your left leg. Option to bend your knee and open your hip. And as you inhale, lift your right heel, straighten your left leg. And exhale, step forward, lunge. Content onto your fingertips for a little more space. Inhale, look forward, reach through your back heel. And exhale, straighten your left leg, ish. With your breath, inhale to bend. And exhale to straighten, opening up through the hips and the hamstring. Once more. And this time, as you bend your left knee, step back, plank pose, inhale. Exhale, slow lower. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of resting breaths. So that might be downward dog, or you can sit back on your heels. You can take child's pose. Again, noticing just that steady rhythm of inhale and exhale. And in the next breath or so, let's meet back in downward facing dog. And looking forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, and after your exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Lift just halfway, inhale, and exhale, fold. Bring your feet together if they're not, big toes touch. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. And exhale, lower your palms, ground down, mountain pose. Turn your hands forward, take a breath. Good. From here, bend your knees, chair pose. Drop your hips, sweep your arms forward and up. As you exhale, sweep your hands back towards your hips. Inhale, lift your arms. Move with your breath. Oh, good, there's someone in the waiting room. I can take a break because that's not my favorite pose. You could take a break if you want. Your practice, good. Next time you lift your arms, pause. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift part way. And now just bend your knees and roll onto your back. We're gonna do a little bit of core work with hip opening. So as you come onto your back, have your knees bent, feet planted. Cross your right leg, right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your foot. So pigeon pose on your back. Reach your hands forward. Right hand reaches through to hold your left leg, either your thigh or your shin. Keep your right foot flexed. As you press your knee away from you, you can rock side to side to open your hips. Okay, a little different. Keep your right leg as it is, and either place your right foot in your left hand, or maybe your elbow crease. Straighten your left leg skywards. Place your right hand behind your head and now lift your shoulders. Take an inhale, stretch through your left toes. And as you exhale, reach your left leg forward as you lower it down to hover. And now with your breath, inhale, lift your leg, lift your tailbone and your shoulders, contract. And exhale, lower your left leg and reach. Couple more like that. Inhale to lift, engage. And exhale, lower and extend. Moving with your breath. Remember to lift your tailbone as you lift your leg. 2 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Good. This time with your left leg hovering, release, stretch your right foot forward to meet your left foot, lower your arms at your sides, lower your head. You might have to lift your legs up a little bit, or you can hover your heels above the floor. Take an inhale, and exhale, bend your knees, lower your feet. Other side. Cross your left ankle above your right knee, flex your foot. Reach forward with your hands to hold your right leg, either your thigh or your shin. Keep your left foot flexed and just open your hip for a moment, stretching, breathing deep, and then set up for the core exercise. So place your left foot either in your right hand or maybe your right elbow crease. Straighten your right leg high. Place your left hand behind your head and now lift your shoulders. Inhale. As you exhale, start to lower your right leg as you stretch through your toes. Good. Inhale, lift your leg, lift your tailbone and your shoulders. And exhale, lower and reach. Good. Inhale, lift everything up, contract. Exhale, lower and reach. Good. Follow your breath. You don't have to go at the same pace as me. Last 2. Last one. And this time, as you lower your right leg, pause, stretch your left foot forward. Option to keep your shoulders lifted this time. Reach your fingertips forward. You can always lower your shoulders and your head down. Take an inhale. And exhale, release. Lower down. Bend your knees. Hook your knees to your chest, rock side to side. You can stay here or take happy baby pose. Bend your knees towards your outer ribs. Hold the soles of your feet. Or maybe you would take your hands to your ankles or your calves if that feels better for you. Rock a little side to side, stretching out your back, stretching out your hips. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. And now hug your knees into your chest. Hold the backs of your thighs, rock forward and back along your spine and into Malasana or squat pose. So plant your feet wide, turn your toes out, reach forward. So remember this one from Thursday. You can have your hands on the floor for more support or connect your palms with your elbows inside of your knees. You can also place something under your heels or sit on something. Drop your chin to your chest, exhale. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, release your hands. Straighten your legs. Turn your toes to face forward. Take your peace fingers, index and middle finger, wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, lengthen, lift part way. You can bend your knees as much as you need to take hold of your toes. And as you exhale, fold, straightening your legs for more sensation. Let your head just hang. Each inhale, you can lift up a little bit, make some space. Each exhale, release. And And if you're holding your big toes, release that. Heel toe your feet together so your big toes touch. Inhale, lift part way. Either step to plank or jump back. Push-up pose. Lower as you breathe out all the way down to your belly. Okay, now bend your knees. Reach your fingertips back. Flex your feet. And if you can, take hold of your outer ankles. If that's not happening, interlace your hands behind your back. Bow pose. Complete your exhale. As you inhale, press your ankles into your hands to lift up. And exhale, lower slightly. Inhale to lift. Continuing like that, following your breath. Last inhale and exhale, fully release, lower down, and rest on your belly. You might sway out your hips, release your lower back. And now slide your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, press back, active child's pose, and into downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift your right leg. Option to bend your knee and open your hip. On your next inhale, straighten, make space. And exhale, step forward, lunge. Spin your back heel down, set up for warrior two. Inhale, rise up through your arms. So a little different from last time. Spin your right palm to face up, left hand either to your hip or down your leg. Exalted warrior. Right arm reaches over your ear. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up through the center. And now lower your forearm to your thigh or your hand inside of your foot, side angle pose. Your left arm can reach straight up or extend over your ear. And now flowing with your breath. Inhale, come up through the center. Exhale, right arm reaches. Inhale through the center. And exhale, left arm reaches. Once more. Okay, this time as you come up, right arm reaches overhead. Straighten your right leg for a moment. If you want to add to the sensation, pick up your right toes, flexing your foot. Exalted triangle. Good. And now lower your right toes. Come through warrior two and into side angle pose, either forearm to thigh or hand inside of your foot. Okay. Stay here or move towards a bind. Take your left hand to your hip or behind you to clasp your front thigh, or lean forward, reach your right arm under your thigh to reach back to clasp your left hand or wrist. Keep the bend of your front knee as you charge through your back leg and then lean back through your torso. Maybe look up. Deepen your breath. Take one more inhale. And exhale, release, lower your hands to frame your right foot. Set your back knee down. And straighten your right leg, half splits. Okay. This time we'll hold the pose just like as before. You can begin to deepen your splits by sliding your right heel forward as you glide your right hip back. Inhale. And exhale might allow you to release a little further into the pose. People always ask, let's take one more breath. and then come back into a lunge. I don't want to talk a lot while we're in a really difficult pose. Place your hands inside of your front foot. Lizard lunge, heel toe your foot over to the right to make some space. You can stay high on your hands or maybe lower down to your forearms for more sensation. What I was starting to say is people often ask, oh, are you naturally flexible? Like, were you like that when you were a kid? And definitely not. When I first started practicing, even like the half splits were really challenging for me. And so just kind of a testament to what a dedication to yoga practice can do to, transform not only your body, but your mind. Okay. So complete your exhale. Come back up onto your hands. Okay. Like I said before, I'm going to show those of you who've been practicing all semester kind of some options to take things to the next level. Okay, so we're going to move towards an arm balance. We're going to work it in stages, no pressure. Okay, so from here, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Next stage would be to slide your right arm under your right leg. Place your hand outside of your foot. Your hand should be about shoulder distance apart. This is Kaundinyasana B. Next stage would be to lift your right heel and then maybe lift your entire right leg. The next stage would be to lean forward, bend your elbows, and maybe float your left leg up. And then let's step back, three-legged downward dog. Lower your foot, lower your knees, and take a rest, either child's pose or seated on your heels. Just pause and shift your awareness back to, again, the rhythm of your breath. Complete your exhale, and then let's shift to downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your left leg, option to bend your knee and open your hip. And as you exhale, step forward between your hands, lunge. Setting up for warrior two, spin your back heel down. Inhale, rise up to your arms. Spin your left palm to face up, right hand either to your hip or down your leg. Exalted warrior, stretch your left arm over your ear. Keep the bend of your left knee. And then come up through warrior two. And into side angle pose, either forearm to thigh or hand inside of your foot. Stretch your right arm over your ear, or you can reach it straight up if that's better for you. And now with your breath, inhale up through the center. And exhale, left arm reaches. Inhale through warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Once more with your breath. The next time your right arm reaches over your ear, pause. You can stay here. Oh, wait, come back up. Exalted triangle. Give your left leg a break. Left arm over your ear, straighten your left leg. Option to pick up your left toes, flex your foot. Now plant your left foot, come back into side angle pose. Forearm to thigh or hand inside of your foot, right arm reaches over your ear. Option to bind or half bind. You can take your right hand to your right hip. You can reach behind you to clasp your left thigh, or you can lean forward, wrap your left arm under your leg and around to clasp your right hand or wrist. And then once you find that, you can start to lean back through your torso. Keep the bend of your left knee, the charge through your right leg. And take one more breath here. And release. Frame your left foot with your hands, lower your back knee, straighten your left leg, half splits. And how to lengthen, find some space. Exhale to fold. And same thing, you're welcome to feel it out on this side. Really listening to your body, sliding your left heel forward maybe just a little bit, an inch or two. Seeing if on an exhale, you can move a little further. Your hands can start to walk back. Two more breaths wherever you are in the pose. And then start to transition back into a lunge. Place your hands inside of your left foot. Heel toe your foot to the left. Lizard lunge. You can stay high on your hands or lower down to your forearms. Notice if you're holding any unnecessary tension, right? This pose definitely demands a lot of your hips, but see if you can relax your eyes, your jaw, all the muscles of your face, your shoulders. Complete your exhale. And then come back up onto your hand. Okay, so we're gonna work those stages of the arm balance again. I told you the thing about flexibility. I started off being even less strong. Okay, so like if you were to say like I wasn't very flexible, I was even less strong. Okay, so again, we work all the poses in these little stages and you do what you can and then slowly progress. It takes time. So next stage would be to tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. The next stage is to slide your left arm under your leg. Place your hand outside of your left foot. See that your hands are shoulder distance. Spread your fingers. You might pick up your left heel. You might pick up your entire left leg. And then finally, you would bend your elbows, float your right leg up, and press back. Three-legged dog, left leg high. Inhale. And exhale, lower your foot, lower your knees, and sit back on your heels. Pause and breathe. You might notice after all of that effort, you can feel a little more strongly the beating of your heart. You might notice an increased depth to your breath. It's bringing you into presence. If your eyes are closed, please blink them open and we will transition to downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, and after your exhale, step or hop Malasana, squat pose. I'm adding a side bend. It's going to turn slightly so you can see. So a little different than last week. You can slide your right arm in front of your right leg, plant your palm, and extend your left arm high. Lean back, so a little more expansive. Stay there, or option to bind. Inner spiral your arms, so thumbs turn down. Bend your elbows and reach back, perhaps to clasp your left hand or wrist. And if it feels better to have your arms open, just stay with that version. Looking over your left shoulder. Take one more inhale. Lean back. And exhale, release. Connect your palms in front of your heart. If you need to give your legs a break, straighten them for a moment. And we'll meet back in Malasana for the other side. Okay. Sweep your left arm in front of your left shin. Extend your right arm high. Lean back, broaden through your collarbones. Stay here or option to bind. Inner spiral your arms, thumbs down. Bend your elbows to reach back to clasp right hand or wrist. Looking over your right shoulder. Take an inhale. Exhale back through the center. Lower your hands, straighten your legs. Okay. We're just going to experiment again with the Bhuja Pidasana pose from Thursday. So separate your feet a little wider than your hips, feet parallel. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. You can bend your knees and maybe walk your hands between your feet. And then eventually take hold of the backs of your ankles. Snuggling your shoulders back between your knees. So Bhuja Pidasana is shoulder pressing pose. So it's like your knees are pressing into your shoulders. Some of you are here getting a really good stretch, that foundational stretch through your hamstrings. If you want to play with the arm balance, lower your hands behind your heels. Fingertips face forward, hands are shoulder distance apart, and start to bend your knees. And it's almost like you're sitting on your upper arms. This could be your stage. Or you can start to press into your hands, hug your legs in, and lift one foot at a time. Or maybe lift both feet and cross your ankles at the top, hugging your legs into your arms. Take an inhale. And exhale, let that go. Sweep your hands forward. Bring your feet in directly under your hips. And then counter pose for your wrists. You can circle them out or bend your knees as needed to place the palms of your hands to the soles of your feet. Pada Hastasana. Or foot to hand pose. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Head can drop. If you're standing on your hands, you might crinkle your toes to kind of massage your wrists a little bit. And if you're still standing on your hands, release them. Inhale to lengthen. Either step to plank or jump back. Chaturanga, lower all the way down to your belly. So, untuck your toes, bend your knees. Setting up for Dhanurasana bow pose, but this time with the shoulder opening. Reach your hands back, and if you can, clasp the inner arches of your feet. If that's not happening, do one of the previous versions. And then you can start to press your feet into your hands to really open up into your shoulders. Again, exhale, lower slightly. And inhale to lift. Just following your breath in that way. And on your next exhale, release, lower all the way down. You can rest your forehead, maybe sway your hips. And slide your hands under your shoulders to press back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift your right leg, bend your knee, open your hip.
And as you exhale, step forward between your hands.
Okay, this time, warrior one. So remember the foot pattern with the hips square towards the short edge of the mat. You can keep your left heel lifted or hop it forward slightly and spin your left heel down. And then inhale, lift your arms, warrior one. Okay, so back heel lifted or down is a little bit more of a challenge. You square the hips and a little stretch on the back leg. Take an inhale, lift up through your fingertips, and as you exhale, lower your hands and release your hands behind your back. Setting up for humble warrior. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, inhale. And exhale, start to fold, either chest to thigh or drop your shoulder inside of your knee as you lower the top of your head towards the floor. Complete your exhale. Release your hands. Lift your back heel if it's not, and lower your left knee down. Straighten your right leg, half splits. Okay, we're gonna come into gate pose, another stretch. So start to walk your hands back a little bit so that you can lower to your seat. If you have to find another way to get there, that's okay. We're gonna lower left knee out to the side and sit down. So you have an L shape in your legs. Right leg is straight. If this is too much to have your left foot outside of your hip, you can place your left foot to your right inner thigh. Okay? But if your foot is outside of your hip, hug it in nice and close. Turn over your right leg. Inhale, lift your arms. Option to fold as you exhale. You can hold on to your thigh, your calf, or your foot. Inhale to lift up slightly. And exhale to fold. As you inhale, come back up. So keep your legs as they are as we add a side stretch. Turn your torso to the left. Lower your right forearm either to your thigh or elbow inside of your knee. Stretch your left arm straight up. Spin your palm towards your ear and lean back. Okay, so we'll work this one in stages too. You can stay here or you can start to stretch your left arm over your ear. There's also the option to bind. You would lower your left hand for a moment, pick up your hips, wave your right arm under to clasp your back foot. Drop your shoulder inside of your knee and stretch your left arm over your ear. Complete your exhale. Inhale, come back up. Okay, so we're gonna come out the same way we came in. Slide your left knee forward. Walk your hands forward, lunge. You gotta find another way to get there. Find your way. And step back to either child's pose or sit on your heels, Vajrasana. Just take a moment to kind of let everything simmer. We've got one little burst of effort, and then we'll be completely winding down for the practice. We'll transition to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg, bend your knee, open your hip. And as you exhale, step forward, lunge. Okay, so that warrior one foot pattern, hip pattern, you can keep your back heel lifted.
or hop your foot in. Spin your heel down. Hips square to the short edge of your mat, and inhale, lift your arms. So back heel lifted or lowered. Inhale, stretch up through your fingertips, and exhale, lower your hands to interlace them. Put your opposite pinky on top. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold, humble warrior. Either torso to thigh or drop your shoulder inside of your knee. Let your head drop. Keep the bend of your front knee and the charge through your back leg. Complete your exhale. And then release your hands. Pick up your back heel. Set your back knee down. Straighten your front leg, half splits. Okay, so we're going to come to seated. You can walk your hands back as you slide your right knee out to the side and sit down, or find another way to get there. So the more challenging version is to have your right heel outside of your right hip and kind of hug it close. A little easier is to connect your foot to your left inner thigh. So your left leg is straight, turn your torso towards your left toes. And this could be plenty of a stretch if you want to add to it. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, lift up a little. And exhale, fold in. Complete your exhale. Inhale, come up. Keep your legs as they are. Just turn your torso to the right. Lower your left forearm either to your thigh or elbow inside of your knee. Stretch your right arm up. Lean back and work the stages here. So this is stage 1. You could also spin your right palm forward, take your arm over your ear. So move towards the bind, plant both hands for a moment. Lean forward, pick up your hips, weave your left arm under your leg to catch your right ankle. Then drop your shoulder inside of your knee. And then extend your right arm up and overhead. Complete your exhale. Inhale to come up. Moving through a lunge to come out. Send your right knee forward. Walk your hands forward. And then we'll meet in a resting pose. Step back to either sit on your heels or take child's pose if you prefer that version. Complete your exhale. If your eyes are closed, blink them open. Shift your feet to one side. Just swing your legs out in front of you for Baddha Konasana or bound angle pose. Bring your feet together, knees wide. You might hug your heels in. If you have something to sit on, like if you feel any rounding in your lower back, sit on something. For some of you, if your hips are a little more open, you might just lean forward and rock side to side to create that natural lumbar curve. Okay? Bring your hands behind you for a moment. Tent onto your fingertips. Press them down. Lift your chest. Lower your knees down. And this could be your pose. If you want to fold forward, keep all of this length through your spine. Bring your hands to your feet and start to lead with your sternum. Hinge at your hips as you fold. Inhale, lift up slightly, find length. Exhale, fold. Complete your exhale. Inhale, come up to seated. Going to turn to the long side of the mat for Upavishta Konasana, wide-legged forward fold. So take your legs out into a V. Take your hands behind you and maybe scoot forward slightly. Tent onto your fingertips. Flex your feet to keep them active. Press your fingertips down, lengthen your spine. Your knees can be a little bent here or a lot bent if that makes it doable for your hamstrings. You can stay here or start to walk your hands forward. You're lowering down to your forearms. Inhale, find more length. And exhale, a release. We'll be here 3 or 4 more breaths. If you ever feel like stuck in the pose, use an inhale to lift up a little, make some space. And exhale to release. And use your next inhale to come up. Take your hands outside of your knees to bend them and bring your legs in. Turn to the front of your mat. Knees bent. Reach your hands forward, lower slowly onto your back. No core this time. I'm gonna skip it. We worked pretty hard today, so hug your knees in, rock side to side. Let's take an easy twist. So start by lowering your knees to the right. Take your left arm out to the side. You can place your right hand to your opposite thigh. Look to the left to add a stretch of your neck if that feels okay. Maybe close down your eyes. Complete your exhale. Return to your back, hug your knees in. Just reset. And set up for side 2. Lower your knees to the left. Take your right arm to the side. You can look to the right. Bring your attention back to the flow of your breath in and out through your nose. Complete your exhale. And then return to your back. Hug your knees in. And if there's any last pose you want to take before you rest, feel free. It doesn't have to be a yoga pose. You could take happy baby. You could take, if you remember, bridge pose. Might feel good to stretch out in front of your torso. You could just be kind of rolling around and stretching and unwinding. Windshield wiper knees. I think that's an option. Don't want to overwhelm, but start to prepare for rest. And as I said, this will be a longer guided meditation from her name's Anna Dia Judith on the earth element. You can rest on your back. I would suggest resting on your back. You remember constructive rest pose or straight legs, Shavasana. If you prefer to sit, you are welcome to. Take some time to get comfortable. And I'm just going to turn my video off so that as I'm guiding you, you can just kind of drop into your own experience and choose the position that works for you. You might let out a sigh to signal to your body that you're letting go. And now we'll begin the earth meditation. So you're about to go on a journey. It is a journey through the layers of your own self. It is a journey through your life, through the worlds within and around you. And it begins here in your own body. It begins now, wherever you are. It is your own personal quest. Make yourself comfortable. You've been provided with a vehicle in which to take this journey. It is your body. It is equipped with everything you might need. One of your challenges is to keep your vehicle nourished, happy, and in good repair. It is the only one you will be given. So we begin by exploring our vehicle. Take a moment to feel your body. Feel it breathing in and breathing out. And feel your heart beating inside. The moisture in your mouth. The food in your belly. And the sensation of cloth on your skin. Notice the space your body occupies. Your height. And find the front and back, top, bottom, and sides. Begin a dialogue with your body so that you may learn its language. Ask your body how it feels. See if it is tired or tense. Listen to the answer. You've been given a vehicle for this journey, but it is not something you have, it is something you are. You are a body living a life in this physical world. Getting up in the morning, eating, going to work, sleeping, bathing. Feel your body going through its daily routine. And see the interactions it has with the outside world in a day. The interchange of hands touching doors, steering wheels, papers, dishes, people, food. Think about how your body has grown and learned and changed over the years. What has it become to you? And do you ever thank it for taking care of you? And what is the world like that your body interacts with? Feel the textures, smells, colors, and sounds around you. Be your body feeling them. All the sensations your mind might miss, but your body experiences. Feel the hardness of the earth and wood, cement, metal. Feel its straight lines, its solidity, its permanence. And feel the soft firmness of the earth in its natural state, with its trees and grasses, lakes, streams, and mountains. And feel its curving gentleness, its protection and abundance. Feel the richness of this planet with its infinity of forms. Feel its immensity, its solidity, and how it supports you as you sit in your place on it. This planet is a vehicle too. It takes us through time and through space. Feel the earth as a unified entity, a living body just like you, with an infinity of cells working together as a whole. You are a cell in this great body, a part of the earth. And we begin our journey here on this great body of earth. Our long climb upwards begins by going down. We go down into this body as we go down into our own bodies, into our flesh, into our organs, into our legs and feet, digging our roots deep into the earth, which supports and nourishes us. We move into her rocks and soils, into her organs of red hot lava, seething deep below, into her source of life and movement and power. And when we sink deeply, we come to the base of our spine and find a red glowing ball of energy, glowing like the core of the earth. Feel this molten energy running down your legs, through your knees, and into your feet. Feel it running through your feet, into the floor beneath you, through the floor and down into the earth, burrowing between rocks and roots, finding nourishment, support, and stability. Feel this cord of energy as an anchor, settling you, calming you, grounding you. You are here. You are connected. You are solid. You are molten inside. Deep within your roots, you find your past, your memories, your primal self. Your connection here is simple, direct. You remember your heritage, your ancient self, your ancestors, and the earth as your teacher. And think of the matter that comes from this earth. The abundance that comes from this earth. And take a deep breath. And let this awareness move through your body, through your head, neck, shoulders, arms, chest, belly, legs, and feet, and down into the earth. Down below at the surface,
finding stability, finding nourishment, and finding peace. Your body is the journey and it is where you began. It is your connection to the physical world, your foundation, your home. You are the place from which all action and understanding will arise, and to which it will return. You are the testing ground of truth. You are the ground on which all things rest. You are the earth from which all things grow. You are here. You are solid. You are alive. You are the point from which all things begin. And so please begin now to deepen your breath and start to bring some movement back into your body, slowly stretching and waking up. If you are resting on your back, and take your time, you can bend your knees, roll to your side, and eventually find your way to your seat. Moving slowly. And once you establish your seat, you can rest your hands on your thighs or connect your palms together in front of your heart. Remembering once more your connection to the earth within you and around you. This capacity for grounding, stability, nourishment. And let's bow chin to chest and head to heart. As you're ready, lift your gaze, open your eyes, bring your attention back out into your day. And thanks so much for being here. Appreciate you all.